Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of A Touch of Cooking, the only cooking show on YouTube with a host crazy enough to try and replicate meals from the ever so popular Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu TV series. Before we get into this new episode, I must give you guys a very big thank you. The first video that we made on this channel was really successful, I would say, for a brand new YouTube channel. I really enjoyed making that video. You guys enjoyed watching that video. I got a ton of positive comments on that video. I will link that video down below in the description. Check it out if you would like. And speaking of that video, I decided to check out the comment section to see what suggestions for Ninjago recipes you guys had. And one of the most popular suggestions that I saw was to make the Condensed Evil, as seen from Ninjago Season 1, more specifically in this scene as being consumed by Lord Garmadon. I'm not exactly sure why so many people wanted me to make a plate of black sludge. However, despite how simple this meal might actually appear, looking into it, I quickly realized that this was about to get a tad more complex. First of all, what exactly is condensed about the Condensed Evil? Plus, it's supposed to be low in fat, as mentioned in the show, and in this day and age, finding ingredients that are low in fat might as well be a challenge in and of itself. But let's take a closer look at this meal and see what we can do. Okay, so just taking a look at the scene in question here, like I said, the Condensed Evil is ultimately just a plate of black sludge. I think that should be relatively easy to do, but I think things become a little bit more complicated once we consider the grubs or the bugs, whatever these things are that Garmadon, actively puts in the Condensed Evil. Like, look at that guy. He's not normal. He's not a normal human being. Naturally, I'm not going to be putting bugs in this meal, so we need to come up with a substitution. I think I do have a pretty good idea for this, and I will be, again, explaining that more once we get to the ingredients section of this video here momentarily, but again, that is probably going to be the biggest complication, if you will, for replicating this meal, because I think overall, a plate of black sludge should be easy to make. Maybe it's not the most obvious thing ever, but I have a very good idea as to how I'm actually going to make the black sludge portion of this meal. Again, though, the bugs going to be a little complicated, but I'm confident in my abilities to at least somewhat replicate this meal. So without further ado, let's head on over to the store. I will get my ingredients and show you guys how exactly we are going to actually make the Condensed Evil meal as seen in the Ninjago TV series right here. Okay, so I have returned from the store, and honestly, I only needed to get a couple of things. A lot of this I already had. So the primary base for the Condensed Evil will be non-fat Greek yogurt. I eat this all the time for meals during the day, and the texture is perfect for what we need. Now, for the grubs, I found these Jell-O molds on Amazon that were grubbed shaped or just bug shaped. Also gonna need Jell-O because, again, these are Jell-O molds. I decided on black cherry, which is a nice dark color. Hopefully they will match the ones seen in the show. Next, we have a black food dye. This is specifically a dye meant for icing, but I'm going to try to use it to, again, make the Greek yogurt mix a nice black color. Then we have vanilla protein powder. I mix this in with my Greek yogurt anyway, so I figured why not do it here. And condensed milk, because it's Condensed Evil. Figured we needed something condensed in there, right? So yeah, not a bad haul. Most of this I pretty much already had anyway because of what I usually eat, so definitely not bad in terms of how much I spent. So starting with the Jell-O, I am probably not going to be using both of these molds. I think I will just use one. They only came in a 2-pack, so I had to get 2, and I've never made Jell-O before, so I'm sure this is going to go extremely well. Like I said, I chose the black cherry Jell-O, the sugar-free version, not looking to beef up the calorie count with this meal. I'm going to try to make this as low calorie as possible, so this is a pretty good choice. Now for the Jell-O making process, I was able to pour it into a bowl and add the boiling water, give all that a good mix of course, and then after a while add in some cold water and mix that up too as per the instructions on the Jell-O box. Now pouring the mixture from the bowl into the mold proved to be a little bit messy. There had to have been a better way to do this, but I could not find a better way, so this is what what we ended up with. It's all good. I was able to make it work after a while. Now they recommend that you put this in the fridge to chill for a few hours, so we will do just that. And while the Jell-O is cooling, let's make the actual Condensed Evil portion of, well, the Condensed Evil. So in a bowl, we are going to start with the condensed milk. I'm not looking to add too much because frankly, we don't need much. Next, we will add in the Greek yogurt. I usually eat a lot of this whenever I make Greek yogurt bowls, so we are going to do the same here, putting a nice good amount into the bowl. Then we will mix in the protein powder, the recommended amount, of course, 2 scoops, giving us a nice solid boost in protein, making this meal suitable for all of the gym bros out there. Feel free to steal this recipe. Give that a nice mix as well. Then we are going to use the black icing coloring. I'm not sure how much of this I should use, but my goal is to make this as dark as humanly possible, so I'm going to use pretty much all of it. And giving that all a good mix, I am really liking the color here. It's almost like a dark purple, pretty much exactly what I wanted, pretty much exactly what I had in mind. Now all we need to do is wait for the Jell-O grubs to be done, and my fingers have been stained purple, or is that black? It's definitely something. Now, after a while, the Jell-O is done, so just taking it out of the fridge and setting it up. Like I said, I am new to the whole Jell-O making thing, right? But surely there's got to be a better way to actually get Jell-O out of the mold. I tried forcing it, that didn't work. I tried running water under the bottom to help the Jell-O just fall out naturally. That did not work either. I tried freezing the Jell-O for a little bit, and that definitely did not work. So after a while, I just kind of gave up. But this is the final product. This is my interpretation of Condensed Evil from the Ninjago TV series, and I gotta say, it turned out pretty good, all things considered, at least in my opinion. Again, I know some of the grubs don't really look like grubs per se, but some of them do, and I'm really happy with the color of this as well. Now, in terms of the stats, this entire plate, believe it or not, clocks in at only 540 calories, which is definitely not bad at all. 76 grams of protein, so you are definitely getting your protein in with this meal for sure. And since the Condensed Evil is supposed to be low in fat, well, we only have 5 grams of fat here, which I'd say is pretty low in terms of fat. Now, again, the budget is a little bit skewed here because I had most of this already, but I spent maybe about $12 in total. Again, not too bad, not too shabby. I am pretty happy with the results here. So with that being said, everyone, that will pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. You have just watched a video on YouTube of some lunatic trying to make Condensed Evil from Ninjago. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. Will you try to make this meal for yourself? It is pretty easy to make, so let me know. And what do you think we should make next? Like always, feel free to leave suggestions for future episodes down below. There are still so many different Ninjago foods and meals that we can make out there. So again, drop some suggestions down below. In the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in and checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.